Russia says its first Zircon-armed nuclear submarine is almost ready, raising fresh concerns for NATO. The Kremlin claims its newest attack submarine can launch hypersonic missiles at blistering speeds. The Perm is expected to become Russia's first submarine purpose-built to carry Zircon missiles. Analysts believe the new platform is designed to threaten carrier strike groups far from Russia's shores. Russia is set to commission its first Zircon-armed nuclear attack submarine before the end of the year. The Yasen-M class submarine Perm will become the first vessel equipped with the 3M-22 Zircon hypersonic missile. Unlike earlier submarines, the Perm was designed from the outset to operate Zircon without major modifications. Russian Navy Chief Admiral Moiseev says the submarine is expected to enter operational service later this year. Zircon is reported to travel at around Mach 9 and strike targets nearly 1,000 kilometers away. Its extreme speed and unpredictable terminal maneuvers are intended to make interception far more difficult. The 14,000-ton Yasen-M submarine can reportedly carry up to 32 cruise missiles in vertical launch cells. Russian engineers also introduced extensive noise reduction measures to improve underwater stealth. The Yasen-M class is regarded as one of Russia's most advanced multi-role nuclear attack submarines. Zircon is designed to hit both major warships and high-value land targets with conventional warheads. That gives Russia the ability to threaten command centers, air bases, and logistics hubs from long distances. Russian planners believe the missile's speed and range greatly enhance the submarine's survivability. The combination of stealth and hypersonic weapons is expected to strengthen Russia's naval deterrence. Military analysts say the Perm could significantly increase the threat posed to U.S. carrier strike groups. With the Perm, Moscow is seeking to expand its global strike capability and reshape modern naval warfare. Russia's upgraded Iskander-M missiles are increasingly evading America's vaunted Patriot air defense systems, raising questions about the balance of power in the skies. Reported software and guidance upgrade allowing Iskander missiles to perform sharp terminal maneuvers is being described as a potential turning point in the missile defense standoff. New reports suggest Russian ballistic missiles are using decoys and evasive dives in their final seconds of flight, complicating interceptions by American-supplied defense systems. With Ukraine's interception rates reportedly falling sharply in recent months, concerns are mounting in Kiev over whether its Patriot batteries can keep pace with Russia's evolving missile technology. Russia has reportedly modified the Iskander-M missile using new software instead of developing an entirely new missile. The reported upgrade is designed to make the missile far more unpredictable during the final moments before impact. This has reportedly forced Ukraine's US-supplied Patriot batteries to deal with a constantly changing interception problem. The missile is said to perform sudden lateral movements, steep climbs and sharp dives during its terminal flight phase. Such maneuvers can reportedly invalidate the interception point calculated by Patriot air defense systems. Air defense crews may have only a few seconds to recalculate a new intercept solution before the missile strikes. A former Ukrainian official described the modified terminal flight profile as a potential game-changer on the battlefield. US assessments reportedly noted inconsistent Patriot performance against rapidly changing missile trajectories. However, the underlying software changes and complete engagement data have not been publicly verified. Reports from Kiev suggested ballistic missile interception rates have declined over the past 2 months. Patriot remains Ukraine's primary system for defending against high-speed ballistic missile threats. PAC-3 interceptors must now adapt rapidly to targets maneuvering at speeds estimated between Mach 6 and Mach 7. Russia continues combining drones, cruise missiles, decoys and electronic warfare during large-scale attacks. Reports indicate Russia is producing around 60 to 65 Iskander missiles every month to sustain periodic strikes. Meanwhile, Russia has continued launching heavy retaliatory attacks across Ukraine as the conflict intensifies. Russia deployed as many as 147 long-range strike drones in a massive overnight assault across Ukraine between July 26 and July 27. The attack on Zaporizhzhia reportedly damaged several buildings and private homes, leaving behind widespread destruction across residential neighborhoods. The Russian strikes also reportedly claimed 1 life, while at least 2 other people were left injured in the latest bombardment. At sea, a civilian cargo vessel reportedly sank near Ukraine's Odessa coast, adding another deadly dimension to the ongoing conflict. Earlier, reports had emerged that a cargo ship was allegedly attacked by Russian missiles while sailing at the Black Sea on July 19. At least 10 crew members, including a Ukrainian maritime pilot, were reportedly killed in the aftermath of the devastating strike. Ukraine continued launching long-range drone attacks deep inside Russian territory, keeping up pressure on Moscow on July 27th. Ukrainian drones reportedly struck a Russian export terminal on the Black Sea, with the attack said to have killed at least 2 people. Additional Ukrainian drone strikes were also reported from several regions located to the northeast of Moscow during the same wave. Russian oil facilities in Taganrog, the Udmurtia Republic, and Yaroslav Oblast were all reportedly targeted in coordinated Ukrainian attacks. In Udmurtia, an oil installation was hit during what Russian officials described as one of the largest drone assaults seen so far. Ukrainian drones also targeted Belgorod and several other cities in southern Russia during another overnight wave of attacks on July 27th. The fresh strikes came shortly after Zelensky claimed on July 25th that Russia was mobilizing even more troops for the war. There have been new strikes on Russian oil facilities in various regions, including Tyman. The distance from there to Ukraine is 2,000 kilometers, 1,243 miles. Ukrainian drones can reach that far, specifically, the upgraded FP, Firepoint, drones. The operation against Russian military production facilities, those supporting attacks against Ukraine, is also ongoing. Our operation against Russian logistics is also ongoing. Its results are very tangible. Everything in Russia that supports a war that should have ended long ago must feel it. Feel the impact of Russian President Vladimir Putin's refusal to end the war. Putin is preparing to simply send new Russians off to war. He's disguising it with other words and signals, but he's preparing. It's important that we and our partners are able to put enough pressure on Russia so that thoughts of ending this aggression become dominant. Thoughts of peace, not of further Russian mobilization. Our long-range operations and our precision strikes are contributing to this. More and more Russians are taking notice of Putin's war, are suffering its consequences, and are coming to believe that the war should not be prolonged. We can see this. Russia wants to receive another 30,000 troops from North Korea. Preparations to receive them have been underway in the Voronezh region since June. North Korea is also preparing to transfer new ballistic missile launchers to Russia. This poses a threat not only to Ukraine. Russia is helping North Korea learn how to wage a war. It is upgrading their weapons and providing them with experience in the actual use of those weapons. All of this poses a threat to everyone in Asia who is within range of North Korean missiles. I will instruct our intelligence services to share with our partners the information we have regarding Russia's new assistance to the Iranian regime. Since early July, we have been monitoring active Russian satellite surveillance of the Gulf region and the US military facilities located there. These images subsequently end up in Iran. Moreover, there is a clear correlation between Russia's surveillance of these facilities and strikes by Iranian forces. A correlation both in the days leading up to the strikes and following the Iranian attacks, to assess the damage inflicted. On July the 19th and 20th alone, 4 air bases came under the radar of Russian satellites, 2 in Bahrain and 1 each in Jordan and Kuwait. It's clear why. Meanwhile, Russia has cancelled its annual Navy Day parade for the second consecutive year amid growing security concerns. Instead of hosting the traditional naval spectacle, President Vladimir Putin only delivered a ceremonial address to sailors in St. Petersburg. The decision comes as Ukraine continues expanding its long-range drone strike capabilities against targets far inside Russian territory. At the same time, Russia has been steadily strengthening aerial defense systems in and around Moscow to counter future attacks. Russia reportedly expanded Moscow's air defense network by constructing dozens of new Panzer missile defense positions around the capital. Open-source researchers said around 24 new defensive towers had been built around Moscow over recent months. Researchers said the new defensive ring was established roughly 40 kilometers from central Moscow to strengthen air defense coverage. Additional Panzer positions were also reportedly deployed near several strategic facilities across the wider Moscow region. Researchers said the new sites were positioned to protect President Vladimir Putin's residence, Vnukovo Airport, and a major oil refinery. Several Pantsir SMD air defense systems were also reportedly installed on rooftops at multiple locations across Moscow. Open-source researchers also identified 2 newly prepared sites believed to be intended for Russia's long-range S-400 air defense systems. Several of the new towers were reportedly built alongside existing embankments to replace older defensive positions. Researchers said the outermost defensive towers were strategically placed to help protect key electrical substations around Moscow. Reports about Moscow's expanding multi-layered air defense network first emerged earlier this year. Security was also reportedly reinforced around President Putin's Valdai residence with additional defensive towers and air defense positions.